Welcome to one extremely messy oven. There is literally no words to describe this. There's nothing else I can do but just look for yourself. What is that? That is some scary stuff. Is that even going to come off? So let me explain what happened here. No, I did not neglect my stove and let it get this way. This all happened in one day's time. Yeah, one day. So what happened? It started with my teenager wanting to cook meatballs in the oven. We normally use this pizza pan to bake the meatballs, but my daughter used this pizza pan. Yeah, the aerated one. So as you can imagine, all the grease and all the juices went whoop right to the bottom of the oven and it started burning. And my other daughter, who's an adult, turned off the oven and let it cool off. Then she tried to clean it up and she sprayed some cleaner on it, and she soon realized the job was bigger than her and she needed to wait for my help. While they were waiting for my help, my son got off work and came home. And as usual, my son was hungry. And so what did he do? He threw some chicken strips into the oven and didn't look and didn't even notice the mess. And well, thus all the white coated mess from the baked on cleaning chemicals. So yeah, in a matter of hours, my stove became a glorious mess. Do things like this happen at your house? Or am I the only one on this earth blessed with such disorganized chaos? I'm using the Zep Oven Grill Cleaner. It's professional strength, and yes, it has fumes, but for the mother of all messes, it is an absolute must. So I'm going to give this oven a really thorough spray down and wait about 12 to 15 minutes because, well, that's what the directions say to do. And then we can wipe it all off and assess the damage. And by damage, I mean I will be able to see what came off easily and what stayed on. Seeing what stayed on tells me whether this is a scour daddy job or a scraping spatula job. I'm hoping for a scrub daddy job, but my gut's telling me this is a scraping spatula job. Look at that black tar. I actually felt bad for the paper towels at this point. This was really, really nasty. As I'm wiping up all this black tar, I'm noticing that 60% is coming off with just the scour daddy and the paper towels. But I'm also noticing 40% is not coming off and was baked on. I lucked out that most of this mess dripped directly into the bottom of the oven. The back and the side walls had only like a mild dusting of yuck, but the bottom was starting to worry me. After all the black charred mess was wiped off, there was brown leftover stains on the bottom. And I was silently saying a prayer that my oven wasn't going to be forever stained and always looking yucky.
Wide awake in the midnight air. Thought I saw you standing there. Every dream feels close tonight, like a spark I can't deny. If I fall into your eyes, would you pull me through the dark? I don't need to know the end, just tell me where you are. You're my dream catcher, holding every piece of me when the night gets heavy. You're the only thing I see.
point, my brain was telling me that I was going to have splattered memento stains of this disaster for the rest of my life on this stove. So I started arguing with my head. I was like, no, no, I'm not. This is coming off, even if it takes me all day. And all day it took. I started at noon and I did not finish till almost 9 p.m. I used every spare second I could because 9 is sundown and that starts the Sabbath. So it was good I finished because I couldn't keep going even if I wanted to. I was so happy to see it come to because I was exhausted. I was glad that I kept at it though. The before and afters are just amazing. It looks like a brand new stove. The stove door was my last problem area to get done. The door was a whole different problem of its own. A lot of the yuck had gotten all over the glass door, and that in itself wasn't the problem. It had leaked into the inside of the double pane glass, and I literally had to take the door apart to get the leaks cleaned up. So a whole new skill unlocked for Kayla.
Tudo repete como se o tempo parou. Tua imagem gira e nunca cessou num loop lento. A vida ficou e meu coração nunca voltou.
So I took apart the door, and the front just popped down at that point. I could reach the glass to clean it, and I didn't want to unscrew anymore. I was actually afraid if I took the whole thing apart, I might not be able to get it back together again. So I cleaned the glass as is with it like half popped open and put it back together as quick as I could. But it did do wonders on the glass. The camera really didn't catch the smears, which is really too bad because it did look so much better. Look at that. Every inch clean.
Why can't I touch it?
So satisfied with that. This job looked and seemed incredibly overwhelming, and it took forever too. But I didn't give up, and I stayed at it, even when my head was telling me to quit. And the end result was so much better than I thought I was ever going to get it. Before you click away, I want you to hear this because maybe it's exactly what you need to hear today. I know what it's like to look at a task that's so overwhelming it makes you want to walk away before you've even began. I feel exhausted before I've taken my first steps too. I wonder if it's even worth trying. I have those days all the time. But the mountain of housework that you're afraid to climb isn't meant to be conquered in one giant leap. It's conquered one step at a time, one choice at a time, and one small victory at a time. The hardest part of any challenge is often convincing yourself to begin. But once you take that first step, you've already proven something very important. You've proven you are stronger than the excuses. You've proven you are stronger than the doubt and stronger than the voice telling you to quit. Lots of finished projects and lots of clean rooms and lots of goals started out looking impossible. The difference wasn't that someone had more motivation than you. The difference was that they kept showing up, even when they didn't feel like it. So if you're in the middle of something difficult right now, don't focus on how far you still have to go. Focus on how far you've already come. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. So keep stacking those little wins because they add up faster than you think. And the effort that you put in now, you will thank yourself for later. If this video gave you a push you needed to jump into the messy middle and get it done, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who could use a little encouragement too. Until next time, stay determined, stay focused, and remember, great things happen when ordinary people refuse to quit. See you in the next video. Here's the befores and afters. Love ya. Bye.
Myself somewhere inside. One deep breath to hit reset.